Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Street Champs. Today we got Onlyfans model, exotic dancer, Delilah in the house. Hell yeah, how you doing, Delilah?
That's me. Nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know. I'm shy, I guess, a little bit, but I get used to it.
I feel that it gets better, once we're on for a little bit.
Right. I think like what it is like as soon as I knew we were recording, like I felt my body get like a couple degrees hotter, and now all of a sudden, like you're a stranger to me. We have not been talking for the last hour. I just met you now. I'm on camera. It's freaky.
That's the best though. And also, I think your body got hotter because I had my heater on set to like 76 degrees.
Definitely, yeah. I thought it was just because like I had my jacket on a little bit too long when I got here. Like I took my jacket off and I was like, fuck, I'm sweating.
I definitely had to do a pit check. I was like, oh no.
No, same. I was doing that like earlier. I was sitting on the couch. I had my arms in my shirt like this, like trying to dry that shit out. But I'm also just like a sweaty bitch, so I kind of just sweat a lot anyways.
All right, so tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I started dancing about September was my 1 year anniversary of dancing. My home club is Aloha Gloria's here in Pueblo. I've danced at a few other clubs since I started, but that's definitely the number one place. I've been there basically as much as we've been open, because we've been closed like a few times because of like COVID and shit like that, but I love it there. I've also been doing OnlyFans for like a few months now, not too long. I'm still like figuring it out, but I don't know, like with OnlyFans, I feel like the more I try to figure it out, like the more confusing it gets, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, just there's a lot more like I don't know, just shit, I guess, that comes with it. Like I don't live in Pueblo. I don't know if you knew that or if I told you that.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I actually live in but I've spent a lot of time here, and I don't have to worry about having any customers that I will like run into like in my everyday life, because I don't live here. I live in a different town. I also work in Springs as well. I don't see really anyone I know there either. So with OnlyFans, it's being on the internet, that's a little bit harder to keep track of,
Definitely. So you trying to keep it kind of low key?
Not low key, like I'm okay with everyone knowing that I do it. I'm not ashamed of it. Like I do what I do and I don't care who knows. But there's definitely like a lot of creeps in the world. Like people that you would assume wouldn't want to see that will go on there and like see what you're up to on OnlyFans. Cause
really?
Yeah, like that. There's definitely there's creepy people in the world that you would think would not want to see you naked, but they will, just out of curiosity. So I try to keep it not accessible to people who I don't want seeing it.
Definitely. Yeah. Delilah's a stage name, right?
Yes.
For sure. Yeah, we won't go into what's behind that, but yeah.
I mean, we can. I just like it's a dangerous job sometimes, and you definitely don't want people knowing your personal information. Sometimes something as easy as a name. Like my real name personally is very unique, and there's not a lot of people with that same name, so I try not to tell it to people.
Yeah, definitely will.
Especially here in Pueblo, because that's where, most of my work is conducted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll just graze over that, So you grew up in Canyon City?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. Did you grow up with both parents?
No. It's like the stereotypical stripper, grew up without a dad type of thing. No. But here's the like thing that I've noticed about that. It's like these days, it's not really just like a stripper stereotype that like you have daddy issues. Because I honestly just feel like most people I know have daddy issues. Like, I don't know what it is about these men not taking care of their kids or what, but
I have daddy issues.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not even just like a female thing anymore. But no, I was born and raised in Canyon, and I was raised by my mom, and my grandparents were there for me a lot. I had like a stepdad for most of my life who I hate. Ooh, is that gonna be loud?
No, it's cool. Those nails.
Yeah, these nails, like, they hit everything.
Show them to the camera.
I just got them done today. They're like sore.
Special for the pod.
Yes, yeah. I wanted to go all out, but I fucking
Your grandparents.
Yeah, my grandparents, my mom. I have a pretty big family. Just my dad's family lives in Florida. I see them once in a while. I've only really met my dad like 3 times in my life, though. Mm-hmm. Each time being like maybe a week or 2. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's about.
So you don't really have any emotions towards your dad?
I used to. Mm-hmm. Like, I used to, more when I was, like, younger, like, preteen to, like, my kid years, I was, like, kind of upset about it. Like, I felt like he didn't care about me or whatever. But then as I got older, I just kind of accepted, like, it is what it is, you know, and he's got a younger daughter now. I think when I was in, like, 7th grade, he had another daughter. So she's, like, 8 now, I think. Oh, and, wow. He is, like, a very good dad to her, like, always there for her. And that makes me happy, like, even though, like, he wasn't there for me, you know, I ended up fine. Like, I turned out fine. I love him now. I love the dad he is to my sister. And so, yeah, I don't really have, like, any strong feelings about it anymore. Like, it's a lot different, I guess, if you talk to my mom. She's got a lot stronger feelings than I do.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of abandoned her and started a new family.
Yeah, the whole, like, sister thing was very hard for my mom to accept, but she really just, like, doesn't talk about it. We tried to just, like, avoid the subject altogether, but, I mean, back when, you know, before I was born, they definitely, I don't know, it's, they both tell it differently, but it wasn't good. Yeah, they didn't have it was bad, I guess.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, most relationships will end in divorce, like, statistically.
Yeah, I mean, they were never married, but...
All right.
But, I mean, divorce.
Yeah, so how old are you?
23. I just turned 23 on October 1st.
Hell yeah. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
You know, what were you like, I guess, like, growing up, like, around 18? What were you like?
I guess most people wouldn't expect me to, like, do the things I'm doing today. In elementary school, I was very, like, outgoing and stuff. I loved music as a kid. I loved singing and I loved art. And, like, in high school, and I guess, like, in middle school, I kind of became, like, the edgy scene girl with, like, the fucking skinny jeans and, like, band t-shirts and, like, big poofy hair and stuff. My mom hated that. And then in high school, I, like, evolved a little bit, but I was still, like, very, like, alt girl. I had, like, every color hair you could imagine in high school. But I did not, like, have a lot of friends. I would say, like, I was more friends with, like, the teachers, I guess, than, like, the actual students.
Same.
Like, my art teacher, I remember me and one of my best friends, Lily, we, like, neither me or her, like, especially our senior year, had a lot of friends. So, like, every day at lunch, we would just, like, have lunch in the art room and, like, hang out with the 2 art teachers. But I was, like, I wouldn't say, like, I was shy in high school, because I wasn't. I didn't like any of the people I went to school with, I guess. And they were all kind of, like, assholes. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really, like, get bullied, I wouldn't say, until, like, my senior year for some reason. And, like, all the kids that bullied me were, like, younger than me. So it's like, what the hell? And I hate them now. I hate them all. They're assholes. But it's funny because some of them are, like, in my DMs, like, yo, let me get that OnlyFans link.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They always come back.
It's always, like, comes around full circle. But yeah, it's, like, the people that used to... And I wasn't, like... Really, the only reason I got made fun of and shit was just because, like, I didn't care. Like, especially senior year. I had, like, so much shit going on in, like, my family and stuff. My grandma passed away that year, my senior year. I was, like, in a shitty relationship. with a guy that was like older than me and just completely like had no emotions. Like my mom was going through like a divorce at the time. So senior year, I just did not give a fuck about anything. Like I showed up to school every day in like the clothes I would sleep in that night. So just because I didn't care. And I struggled a lot, like from like first grade, I'd say. Just in school, like I guess you'd call it ADD. I struggled a lot with that. High school, like, do you remember how many classes you failed in high school?
I feel like 2. Science class and I feel like I failed PE one time.
You want to guess how many classes I failed?
I'm gonna say 1.
Bro, I was just telling you how much I like struggled in high school and shit.
All right,
it's a little bit more than that.
All right, 3.
More.
Really? 7.
17.
You failed 17 classes in high school.
Yeah.
You graduated on time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was like really important to my mom.
Failing on the classes was really important to your mom.
No, like me graduating on time.
So you better fail.
Yeah, exactly. No, like, I don't know. She had all of her kids really young, so she never got to graduate high school. I think she had 4 kids by the time she was 22, I think. My mom had me, I think, when she was 19, and she already had 2 other kids before that. So, wow. She never got to finish high school, and my oldest brother, like, went through a lot of bullshit when he was younger. Like, he was a troublemaker, so he never got to finish high school. So, me and my other brother, us graduating, shit, I shouldn't have said his name, bleep that out. Me and him graduating was like very important to my mom. So my senior year was like another reason I just didn't give a shit, was because I would go to school like full time, 4 classes a day, and then I'd go home and I had like 3 online classes. So I was really doing like 7 classes a day rather than like a normal high school student. And for somebody who failed 17 classes throughout high school, that wasn't just like a extracurricular activity, like, something I just have to do when I get home. That was like, that shit was rough, like not easy at all. But they told me if I didn't graduate on time, I didn't get to walk, like do the graduation ceremony.
Oh, wow. So you had to graduate your projected year or else you couldn't do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's why I did it. That's why it was so important to my mom, was because she wanted the ceremony and everything. So
yeah, that's a big milestone.
Yeah, I just remember, which was so funny because I was always the kid that was like, fuck this, like, fuck school, I don't give a shit about any of this. But when it came to, like, graduation, I was like, everyone was like, oh, this is stupid, like, I don't want to be here. I actually was like,
all stoked on it.
Yeah, I was like, holy fuck, I can't believe I
hard.
made it here. Like, I remember getting teary-eyed, like, walking across the stage, and I was like, oh my god, I'm such a pussy.
Oh yeah, no, that's a big moment.
Yeah,
sure.
It definitely felt like one. And my grandma had like just passed away, I think like the month before I graduated. So
really?
It was very emotional. But
sorry, my cat. Oh my
no,
gosh.
don't apologize.
I'm about to squirt her with the cat.
She lives here,
She does live here. All right, so so you grew up in Canyon. At what point in your life were you like, oh, I'm gonna try my hand at dancing?
It was honestly like something that I had like wanted to do since I was like probably 16, just from like seeing it on like TV and stuff. I thought it was like so cool and glamorous or whatever. But I think I was like 19 around the time where I started like actually researching like how to get into it. And I would like watch like all these YouTubers that would like post all their like tips and stuff like that, like how to get a job, like how to audition, how to give a lap dance, like how to get people to buy you drinks or whatever. But I still like, it was like one of those things that's like I want to do it, but I kind of assumed I wouldn't, But let's see, I think I was 21. It was last spring when like COVID just started hitting, and my best friend who lives in Florida, she told me that she got a job as a waitress at a strip club, and I was like, oh my god, like we should start stripping. Like I always wanted to do it. Like Like, and just her, like, telling me about, like, working at a strip club. Yeah, it, like, inspired me. I was like, oh, my God, like, I could totally do this. Well, she ended up, like, applied at some other strip club, and I guess she thought she was applying to be a waitress, and they thought she was applying to be a dancer. So, like, when she showed up for her first night, they were just like, all right, get on stage. And she was like, what? So she just kind of, like, ended up, like, accidentally dancing, I think is how that story goes. But whenever she told me, like, she started, like, dancing, I was like, oh, holy fuck, like, this is something I could actually do. Like, I could totally, you know, I could definitely get into this. And so I bought, like, my first pair of stripper heels. They were, like, $93. They were, like, 8-inch, like, the exact same color as my nails, platform boots.
Are you shaking?
I always shake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed you're tapping your foot, too. Are you? Like,
I think it's the ADD.
Oh, really? Okay.
And also that I'm, like, a little bit nervous.
I could, like, feel it in my chair.
No way.
Yeah, I could.
Off the table. No, like, my mom's actually the same. Like, for some reason, my mom shakes a lot, too. I don't know what it is. Maybe, like, iron deficiency? I don't know. I Googled it once. It was like, maybe you have an iron deficiency. I was like, well, I haven't passed out yet, so
well, okay. This makes me nervous. I'm just like, nervousness.
Right, yes. I'm like the same at work, which is such a bad habit to get into, but...
Yes, that's how habits are made.
Yeah, but like, when you work at a bar, and, like, part of your job is, like, getting people to buy you drinks, you know? We make money off of that.
I want to get into that.
Yeah.
You said you were watching YouTube videos about how to make people buy you drinks?
Yeah, basically just, like, how to... Because it's a sales job, really. Mm-hmm. Dancing is a sales job. You're selling your time, like, your personality. Like, you can't just sit and talk with somebody for an hour and not get paid for it, you know? So you have to... Sorry, I pop my knuckles a lot. That's cool. And, like, tap my nails. But you have to, like, make people want to pay to talk to you, or else you're going to waste a lot of your time just talking to people, not making any money. Yeah, so people have to pay if they want to get a lap dance. They have to pay if they just want to talk to you. If they want to buy you a drink, like, we make money off of that. Like, to buy a dancer a drink, it's $15. We get $5. The club gets $10. So it's a sales job. You're selling everything. So basically, I don't know. It's just people giving advice of, like, how to make yourself seem more interesting, make people want to talk to you out of all the other girls that are there, you know. But yeah, it's a lot of shit I read on YouTube.
That sounds kind of like, what's that called? The 48 Laws of Power. Have you heard of that book? Mm-mm. It's the 48 Laws of Power goes over, like, how to make yourself more likable and win friendships and relationships. Mm. Like psychological type. Exactly. Yeah. Like how am I going to make myself seem more likable to you?
Yeah.
You know, it's a really interesting concept.
Yeah, I've definitely, like, I've read about stuff like that, like, just, like, weird, like, I don't know how to explain it, just, like, facial expressions you could do, or, like, posture, hand movements, like, just weird random shit that makes people like you more, apparently. There's so much. I should probably dive into some shit like that.
No, but, you know, I feel like when you dive into that too much, it kind of seems fake and kind of like a front, you know?
Yeah,
like
there's definitely, like, a strategy to it to not seem fake.
For sure. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, typically I'm the guy in there, like, $15 for one drink? That's nothing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's funny because you would think there would be more people like that. I mean... Like, at the nicest club I ever worked at in Florida, I worked at a club in Pensacola, Florida. Like,
Pensacola?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude.
I know Pensacola.
Really?
I know Pensacola.
Yeah. A lot of people, I tell them, like, oh, I used to dance in Pensacola. They're like, where?
Pensacola, yeah.
Yeah. People, like, when they think of, like, dancing in Florida, they think of, like, Miami and Tampa and stuff like that. But
you got to go to Pensy.
I love Picola. That's where my best friend dances, actually. She dances at a club called Babes. And that's how I got the job, was she, like, basically gave me a good word, I guess, to her manager, who's, like, also her boyfriend, so that definitely helps.
They're, like, laying in bed one night. They're like, babe, you better hire my friend.
Dude, literally, pretty much. I might be, like, calling her out a little bit on this, but, like, The way that I got the job there was I was at Aloha's one night back last October, like a year ago, and we had found out we were closing again because of COVID. So that night, I went upstairs to the dressing room. I got on the phone, beep, beep, beep.
Beep.
My best
Beep, beep,
friend. She's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, dude, can I work at your job? And literally her exact words were, hell yeah, I be fucking my manager so I can get you a job.
Is that common at clubs though? Like usually like the staff has intercourse and relationships with the girls?
Definitely not. Not from my experience, I guess. But I don't know. I didn't work at that club very long, so I don't know how. Actually, you know what? There was another guy there who was a security guard who was dating one of the dancers. I don't remember her name, but yeah, so I guess at that club it is kind of regular.
Just regular?
Yeah, there have been times where at Aloha's where if like a staff member like makes me feel uncomfortable, like I'll be like, stop, you need to leave me alone, like that's inappropriate.
Oh, because they'll try to talk to you? Like staff members will try to talk to their girls typically?
Like...
I bet so. You see an attractive woman.
Sometimes. Yeah. Like, I will say, like, we used, our manager that we had that left a few months ago, things have been way different without her. Like, things were a lot more professional with her, but when she left, things have been definitely different.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's kind of human nature. Like,
yeah.
You see an attractive person,
well,
it's
yeah,
human nature
but,
to go
like,
on and talk to them.
Definitely, but when you work at a strip, like, a place like a strip club, human nature goes out the fucking door. Like,
that's true.
I was doing like a private dance for this guy the other day downstairs, which is where we do the full nude dances.
Downstairs. Go downstairs.
Yeah, downstairs. So I was doing like a full nude dance for this customer, and each dance is like one song. And I had like this really...
I would pick like Freebird.
You don't get to pick.
Like a 7-minute song,
you don't
bro.
get to pick.
Play Freebird.
Yeah, no. A lot of people, like, there was this one guy, he's like, how long is one dance? I'm like, oh, one song. And he's like, can we dance to Bohemian Rhapsody? And I'm like, no, we can't because you don't get to pick the music.
It's like a Lil Pump song. It's like 60 seconds.
Well, I'm like, I try to be very fair. If the dance starts and it's like a very short song, I'll keep going. I basically just go off of like, I gauge it myself pretty much. Fair. If it's too short... or if it's too long, I'll stop just like when I feel like it's been enough.
That's fair.
But yeah, I went down there to do a full nude dance. And I had like this really confusing outfit. It had like a lot of straps on it. Took me a while to like get it back on. So the guy goes upstairs and the floor walker, which is the staff member that just...
That sounds like a zombie.
I think of a zombie every time I say that, but it's just like the staff member that just kind of like stands around and like keeps an eye on everyone, like walks the floor to make sure everything's fine. He's typically the person that goes down with you when you do the full nude dances just to make sure no fuck shit's going on.
Yeah,
basically.
For sure. That's a sensitive place for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So my customer walks out. And then I tell the floor walker, I'm like, it's going to take me a minute. And so there's a hole downstairs, but the dance areas are like sectioned off by curtains. They're sheer curtains, so the staff can see through them if, you know, anything's happening. But it's still like, they're not totally see-through, you know, it's a little bit of privacy. So I tell him, I'm like, this is going to take me a minute. And he walks into the curtains. I'm like, okay, I'm getting dressed. I'm like, maybe he has to tell me something. But he's just standing there.
The
floor walker
is just standing there watching you get dressed.
So I'm like, do you need something? And he's like, no, you said it was going to take you a minute. And I was like, yeah, well, you can wait out there. Yes. And he's like, oh, well, I just came in here because I was like, hey, because what? You don't have any, stand out there. Like, give me some privacy while I get dressed. Like, I don't like...
No, that's kind of weird.
I don't let people cross my boundaries like that because there are definitely times where dancing, like, you'll definitely let people cross your boundaries and you regret it every time. Is that my phone?
That's definitely your phone?
Yeah, I'll take that off the table.
You know, it's cool. If you want to look at it for sure, whenever we take a break.
Good. But...
So, yeah, I mean, I would assume, like, there's lots of creeps in the world. And for sure, they congregate at strip clubs.
Definitely,
you know?
Yeah. And so, like, at the strip club, like, when it comes to customers, you really have to accept the fact that, like, dudes who have to pay to see a girl naked, like, they're gonna be a little creepy sometimes. Not all the time, but you have to accept the creepy ones. you know? But when it comes to staff, there's no excuse. Like,
yeah, that's
I will call you out every time. Like, don't fuck with me. If you're working there, like, the staff at a strip club is like, we're working for them, but they're also working for us. Like, they have to protect us. We have to make money for them, and they have to protect us. So I don't let people like cross my boundaries like that. I'll get heated really quick.
What about in like Pensacola? Did you have like any experiences like that there?
Oh gosh, Pensacola. So yeah, but not with the staff. The thing is that this is a really funny thing about working in Pueblo.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's 719.
Yeah. Working in Pueblo, a lot of bitches at a lot of other clubs have a lot of shit to say about you. Like, I work at Deja Vu in Springs as well. And my first night there, I was in the bathroom and I overheard this bitch talking to a girl like, oh my God, you know Aloha's in Pueblo. Don't ever fucking go there. She's like, I swear to God, I went there one time and it was like a nightmare. It was disgusting. It was like a trap house. It was so ghetto. Blah, blah, blah. Like, these bitches just have so much shit to say when they don't know literally shit. Because at Aloha's, the customers aren't allowed to touch us at all. Like, we're not out there sitting on their laps. We're not out there like giving them kisses and shit like that. And you know, doing all this extra bullshit. Like, at Aloha's, you don't touch me. Like, I don't.
But at Deja Vu, they can do that?
Yeah.
Really?
Basically, like, every other strip club I've been to, at least. Like, Snooty Fox, that's another club in Springs. Deja Vu, club in Pensacola. Like, basically, it's just kind of expected when you go up to a customer, you sit on their lap. That's how you, like...
greet them.
Yeah, that's just how you greet them at a strip club like that. And I remember my first night at Deja Vu, I asked a girl a question, and it was, like, too loud or whatever, so she took me back into the private dance area to, like, answer my question so I could hear her. And I, like, see this bitch back there giving a private dance, and I could have swore this bitch was fucking this customer. I was like, holy shit, like, you guys, like, she wasn't. But, like, basically, they're just so much willing, like... they're willing to do so much more for so much less at those, like, bigger clubs. And these are bitches that think they're, like, so high class, have obviously never been to the fucking east side before. Like, and they just talk so much shit about Pueblo, like, about how ghetto and fucking trappy we are or whatever. But it's like, I don't do half the shit you do at your little fucking high-end Snooty Fox bullshit, whatever.
Yeah.
I hate Snooty Fox. They didn't hire me. They didn't like me.
What do you think? Why not?
I don't know. I worked there for one night.
You're a likable girl.
So, like, the way they audition is, like, honestly, like, I don't like it. So their audition nights, it's amateur night, and they have, like, a competition between, like, all the girls auditioning. I went there with a few of my friends from Aloha's just because, like, we were bored. We wanted to do something different. So I went there with, like, 5 girls from Aloha's. And we all auditioned for amateur night. And they do this thing where your audition is that you get 90 seconds to dance on the stage. And all the customers and everyone watches. Everyone just goes up, like, bam, 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 one after another. And then at the end, they do, like, a competition based on applause of who wins. And whoever wins gets $100. If you win, like, you can win and not get hired. Still.
What?
Yeah, so, like, the $100 competition thing is just based on the audience. So
their reaction to you.
Yeah, so you can, like, the audience can totally love you and you get hired. Or, I'm sorry, you win the $100, but then the club could still be like, no, you're not hired. We don't like you. And that's exactly what happened to my friend Trippy, who's a dancer at Aloha's. She was one of the girls that went with us. She won the fucking competition, won the $100, and none of us got hired. Like, they didn't even hire her. And, like, the audience obviously, like, liked her the most. They all voted for her.
You think it's Pueblo politics that they were just like, this girl dances at Aloha's?
I honestly, I don't know what it is. Like,
really?
Snooty Fox is known for liking very, like, petite girls.
They don't like them thick chicks.
No.
Yo, what?
I know. It's
fun.
My
gosh.
They have a few. I'm not going to say, like, it's all skinny girls, but, like, all the thick girls, it's like you either have to have, like, a perfect body or, like you have to be very, very good at, like, pole work because that's very important to them there, I guess, especially, like, at the higher end clubs for whatever reason. Like, pole work is seen as more classy than, like, twerking and shit, which is, like, my specialty is, like, shaking my ass. So pole work is seen as like way like fancier, I guess, for like the businessmen.
Wait, how Deja Vu kind of has like they kind of have a preference towards people's body types.
No, Snooty Fox does.
Oh, Snooty Fox.
Yeah, Deja Vu, they don't really have a preference as long as you basically like.
But you also said your specialty is just shaking your ass.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. I think
we can't just graze over that either.
No, yeah, that's definitely like. I've always been like a. Okay, no, not always. I was gonna say like I've always been like pretty petite growing up, but no, there was a time in high school I was like pretty fucking chubby. But I mean,
think everyone has gone through that.
Yeah, definitely. But I just remember like it was like when Miley Cyrus fucking did her whole like crazy fucking mental breakdown thing, like I'm a rapper now. Yes. And she did like the VMAs and she was like twerking and I was like, ew, that bitch don't know how to shake her ass. But I didn't know either. I literally like when I saw that I was like, I wonder if I could shake my ass better than Miley Cyrus. And I was like 16 at the time and I was just like I went into the mirror and did it. I was like,
I think a lot of girls probably did that.
Okay, I was like, that's actually not bad. So I guess I just, worked on just learning how to shake my ass for a while. And I definitely say I do that the most out of anything on stage. But,
Miley Cyrus was a big inspiration for you?
No. Just like her VMAs performance, I was like, why? First of all, that was a terrible outfit to wear if you were trying to shake your ass because it was so tight. Like, you can't, there's no movement when you're wearing like latex. So she had like this latex two-piece on and it just looked like a disaster. And so I guess I just wanted to know, in a way it did inspire me. So just like, does my ass look like that? Because I still do kind of have like, I don't have a big ass really. My titties are bigger than anything, but there's not much you could do with those,
Yeah. Who else were some of your inspirations, other than Miley Cyrus and at the VMAs?
To dance, I don't really think I had any inspirations, really.
Really?
I just, I don't know anyone even off of, like, YouTube. I wanted to do it, and I was living at my mom's house at the time when I started dancing, and, some of my followers, like customers and stuff, are gonna be a little bit disappointed to hear this, but I do have a boyfriend. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. We'll actually bleep that out. So.
But me and my boyfriend were living with my parents at the time when I started dancing, and like he had this job that he was at for like 3 years that he had just got fired from, and I was a fucking pizza delivery girl at Pizza Hut.
Hell yeah.
Also 3 years.
Love Pizza Hut.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I love their wings, dude. Pizza, I'm more of a Domino's girl.
I was going to say Domino's wings over Pizza Hut wings.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
I completely disagree. Domino's pizza is better.
This podcast is over, guys. This is shit time.
But no, you're definitely wrong on that. Pizza Hut wings are the GOAT. But, oh shit. So yeah, we were living at my mom's house and my best friend was telling me like, fucking do it, girl. You're going to love it. Like, I know you're going to be amazing at it. And I was like so fucking nervous. Like, I kept telling myself, okay, I'm going to audition at Snooty Fox. I'm going to audition. I'm going to do it this weekend. And I just kept like pushing it back. So finally I was like, you know what? I'm never going to do this. I just have to quit my job. And then I have no choice. So I just quit my job at Pizza Hut because I kept procrastinating and like pushing it back because I was so nervous. So I just kept, working at Pizza Hut, which was the fucking worst job ever.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God.
All those wings
awful.
Weren't happiness.
Hell no. We didn't get wings. So like my asshole manager, fuck you if you see this. He's never going to see this. But if you do for some reason, fuck you. You know who you are.
Shout out Street Champ. He'll see this shit.
But he was like literally the worst person. I fucking hated him. We had like a 50% employee discount and we weren't allowed to use it on wings. Yeah.
What?
Because this dude, like, you know what a surplus is, right? Yes. So like when you run a business and like you have a surplus, you have to spend that money before the quarter is over or the year is over, like the fiscal year. And if you don't spend it, you get a bonus of, you know, whatever amount you have left. So he would like skim as fucking hard as he could every year. Like he would yell at us. Like I remember sometimes we had like these little tongs that you used to pull the pizzas out of the oven. Somebody dropped a pair of those and broke them, which can't be more than like $6.
Yeah.
And he's like, you just took that out of my bonus. Like got all pissed. Like this dude was the biggest cheap ass.
That's so funny.
We had to use like, we were only allowed water. We were not allowed like free sodas or anything out of the soda machine. We could only drink water. And we had to use like the reusable dining room cups, because if we used one time I almost got written up because I used like a disposable paper cup instead of a reusable cup.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah. This dude was just like obsessed with like his bonus at the end of every year. So we were only allowed to use our fucking employee discount on
pizzas.
Pizza, yeah.
And no wings.
No wings.
Wow, so you would just make the wings and just
yeah,
look at
dude.
them like, damn, I gotta pay full price for those
yeah,
bitches.
dude, and they are expensive too. I fucking don't know why, but I did everything at that fucking Pizza Hut. Fuck that place. But anyway, so
And now you're here, and I'm sure those Pizza Hut guys are subscribing to your OnlyFans.
oh, at least one of them. Who knows? But so yeah, I quit my job at Pizza Hut. I was like, if I don't like just quit, I'm just gonna like be stuck there until, you know, something else happens. So I quit, and then I still like procrastinated for a little bit because I had like a savings account, and eventually I started fostering like cats. And the way
Love that.
Yeah,
Or
the way
Zizi.
I got into that was I met this girl who like I went to school with, but I didn't really know her. She posted on Facebook one day that she got kicked out of her like apartment or whatever and didn't have like a steady place to live, and she needed someone to take care of her cat. And I have like a huge heart when it comes to cats. So I was like, I messaged her right away. I was like, let me help you. So we fostered her cat for a couple months. And one day she hits me up on, like, she texts me and she's like, hey, I heard from the grapevine that you're trying to become a stripper. And in my head, I'm like, fuck.
The grapevine. What the fuck?
Have you never heard that saying?
No,
Like,
I've definitely heard that.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
Yeah.
what kind of grapevine are you hearing about me?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I was thinking too, because I was like, what the hell? But in my head, I was like, thinking like she's about to be like, I'm coming to get my cat, like you're a fucking whore, because I didn't know her at the time. But I was like, yeah, that's the plan. And she's like, yeah, I heard you're like trying to audition at Snooty Fox. Let me tell you about this club in Pueblo. And I'm like, okay. She's like, I work at this club in Pueblo called Aloha Glorias. It's like, it's way easier for like a first timer, just because there's no audition process. Like, if you want to work, you just show up and they let you work. And most of the girls that suck end up weeding themselves out because they don't make any money. So they're like, oh shit, what am I doing here? You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's no audition process there. So she's like, you should definitely like come here. Like, I'll go with you on your first night, like show you the ropes or whatever. And the rest was history. That's how it happened.
Wow, that's awesome. That is like such a great origin story, honestly. That's like...
Yeah, it all happened because of cats.
Honestly, cats are the best things in the world, and they are the makers of anything great that has happened.
Fucking amen to that.
Shout out
brother.
ZZ.
Shout out Delta and Balder, my little angels.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
All right.
I love them. And PK. PK was the cat that landed me my job at Aloha Glorias.
PK?
Yeah, his name was Philip Knight. Because she, like, adopted him with that name from, like, a shelter. She just called him PK. But me and my boyfriend just called him Big Boy. Because he was, like, a huge cat, like 16 pounds. So we just called him Big Boy. But, yeah, his name's PK. He got me my job at Aloha Glorious.
Hell yeah. See, cats do everything.
They really do. They have good energies. Like, trying to manifest something, a cat will help you do it.
Exactly. But, you know, sometimes you just got a bunch of stuff to get off your plate, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
What I want to really get into is more of like the OnlyFans. You
right.
know? So you've been dancing since you were 19, you said?
Well, no. That's when I first started thinking like, oh, I'm going to get into this. But my dumb ass thought you had to be 21 to dance.
Oh.
So like was right before I turned 22 that I
22.
started dancing, and I went to Aloha Glorias. Like, a lot of the girls were like 18 and 19. I was like, what the fuck? Is this legal? Like, are you guys even allowed to be here? They're like, yeah, you only have to be like 18 and up. So I was like, what the fuck have I been doing the past 3 years working at Pizza Hut? God.
I mean, the tips though at Pizza Hut got to be pretty good.
They got like surprisingly better like when COVID happened, because like all the restaurants shut down. It was just us. So I think everybody got like really generous. And they were like, oh, you guys are the fucking pizza heroes working through the pandemic. So for like
Essential
the first,
workers like the nurses.
Yeah. So like those first like 2 months of like COVID times, the tips were like really good. And then everybody stopped giving a fuck and everybody lost their jobs. So
Yeah.
tips weren't that good. Definitely not like they are at the strip club.
Yeah,
but-
after those Biden dollars fucking dried up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure the strip club was a little bit drier than usual.
Oh, yeah. It was always... I mean, it sucks. Like, I wish I knew what it was like to dance before COVID was a thing, you know? But I don't think I'll ever know what that's like. But, yeah, so I started really just, like, right before I turned 22 is when I started dancing. And then I think I just started OnlyFans, like, maybe 3 months ago. Something like that.
And how many followers are you at?
Oh, God. I lost, like, a lot of them because I went through, like... a couple weeks where I was like, I don't remember what I was doing really, but I had just started working at Deja Vu, and I was also working at Aloha's, and I just had some like other shit going on that I like wasn't very active. And I lost like half my subscribers. But my first like month, just over a month, I made $800, which was like definitely not anything like crazy compared to like what some of these girls are making, but it was like really cool for me because I really just started OnlyFans as like just because like a couple of my customers at work were like asking like, oh, do you have one? I didn't really expect to like make much money from it. I just thought it was going to be like some extra cash here and there. But I definitely like ended up doing a lot better than I thought I would, but I got really lazy and I went like a couple weeks without posting, and a lot of people unsubscribed.
For sure.
So
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
How many, like, I guess, what's your content like on there?
So like with OnlyFans, basically you can pay for like the monthly subscription, which is just like you see everything I post basically. But I also do like the like DMs content where like it's like behind a paywall. You have to pay to like unlock it, and then you can watch it like as many times as you want. So like on my like main page, I try not to like post much more than like what you could see like at the strip club really. Like I just kind of do like sexy like pictures, videos of like me dancing, or like videos. Sometimes I try to like shake it up and do some interesting stuff. Like one time I did like a shower routine, which basically just like watch me fucking bathe and wash my hair, and I did like a shower routine, skincare routine, and hair routine. So like it was just like what I do in the shower, and then how I wash my face when I get out of the shower, and then how I, take care of my hair.
But
and
all
I just
nude.
Yes, naked the whole time. One video that a lot of people really liked was I like went and got like Starbucks, and then I like drove my car out to just like a hiking trail area, and like just like took my shirt off and just like ate Starbucks like in
Hell
the
yeah.
car. And like I think the reason why people liked it was because I was like very like nervous the whole time. Like I kept like looking over my shoulder like, oh my god, like somebody's gonna see me. It was very like nerve-wracking. I liked it, like it was kind of fun, but at the same time I had just gotten like a $255 speeding ticket, so I was like, dude, if I get a ticket for this, like I don't know, I'll be there. I don't even think you're just going to jail at that point.
Oh, yeah. Right? Yeah. You're going on a list.
But yeah, so a
What are you
lot
doing?
of people like that though. And then, oh god, what else have I done? I think I did like a naked cooking one time, just like cooking myself dinner naked, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I did like a gym routine, like just like short little clips of me like on the elliptical. I didn't wear a bra, so my like titties were bouncing, and then I did like a like shower with me at the gym, basically. So I try to do some like stuff like that to mix it up, but other than that, I my juicy content is in the DMs. You gotta pay a little bit extra for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a question. All right, we can cut this out if you disagree. What if we did a little review of your OnlyFans, and I put it in the YouTube description, link to your OnlyFans, and then we a little reaction to your OnlyFans.
Yeah.
We'll do a
I
reaction.
really, really like that idea, and you can keep this part in because it kind of segues me into like why I can't do that.
Oh.
Yeah, I really like that idea though, but the only place I can like advertise my OnlyFans is on my Instagram because it's private. Like I have to accept your follow request, and somebody got through. Somebody apparently that I didn't want to.
Oh shit.
Yeah, somebody like basically tried to dox me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
This just happened like last week.
I mean, I feel like that's bound to happen.
Yeah, definitely. So like when it happened, I was like, strippers first doxing. But basically what happened was like I was getting ready for work one day, and well, let me explain a little bit like my process. The reason my Instagram is private, and it's the only place I promote my OnlyFans, is like I have a regular Instagram where anyone can follow me, but for my work Instagram, which is the one like you contacted me through, I like vet everyone basically that follows me.
How the fuck did I get through?
That's why I didn't accept that
DM.
message request for a while.
How
So I
the
was
fuck
like, this is a scam for sure.
That's so funny.
But
for people that don't know, I was like, Delilah, I do this podcast, Street Champs. Check it out. I would love for you to be on it. And she didn't hit me up for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. I get a lot of like spammy. I mean, I'm sure like any woman that has an Instagram watching this can
attest to
attest to like all
guys.
the spammy like, oh, be an ambassador for my brand. It's just scammy bullshit. So I did not think it was real. But yeah, so I'll every once in a while like I'll get a follow request from somebody that has like mutual friends, and it's like my sister, and I'm like, no, you cannot follow me. Like if you're friends with my sister, or like a family friend, or just people like that, like people who know my family, because they, especially my mom, does not like to be connected. Like when my mom found out I was a stripper, she like freaked the hell out. I didn't tell her for a long time. So like I said, I was living with her, and the whole point that I started was so we could get out, me and my boyfriend. And when we finally got our own place, we got all settled in, I was like, fuck. The club was about to open because we closed for COVID. So we were about to open again. I was like, gotta tell my mom. It's been long enough. So I call her.
Oh, no.
She freaked the fuck out. I knew I had to wait till I moved out because I knew that bitch would have slapped the fuck out of me. And yeah, she was very mad. She cried.
Oh, no, she's not a bitch. She's a beautiful woman.
Definitely.
She's a beautiful woman.
No, I love my mom. She's not a bitch. But she was very, very disappointed. So
I mean, the serious money in it though. Like,
yeah.
I would say, maybe one day switch your content towards OnlyFans. There's serious money in the OnlyFans content game.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, like, I kind of feel like the thing with OnlyFans is that like you have to have like a pretty good following before
Totally
you can like make good money from it, So I think if I were to gain like a pretty good following for something, eventually I wouldn't dance anymore. I would just move to OnlyFans, and I would focus like my time on something more productive. But not that dancing is like, I love dancing. It's fun. Like it's good money. It challenges me every day, but something that just like building a career or some shit. But at this point I have no idea what I want to do. But yeah, so
I mean, if the OnlyFans takes off, you wouldn't have to do anything.
True, but you can't.
I think
you can't do it forever. Same with like dancing. That's the thing that I tell everyone. Like with dancing, like you can't dance just because you want to dance. Like you have to dance, and you have to have like something in mind. Like you got to figure out what you're gonna do with the rest of your life, because you can't do it forever.
Really?
Like, yeah, you're gonna fucking get older one day, and people are not gonna be as attracted to you as they were, and you're going to start making less and less money the longer you do it. But, you know, so you definitely have to have something.
Backup plan.
Yeah, well, not even a backup plan, but I would say, like, you have to have a reason to dance. Not like if dancing doesn't work out, I'll do this. But more like I'm dancing because I want to do this, you know? Does that make sense?
Totally.
Like, you have to have something that you're investing in, like, whether it be, like, school, like, college, or, like, starting your own business or something. Like, you can't dance just to dance because one day, you know, you're not going to have, like, any fucking, you know, you don't get, like, Social Security from this. You don't get retirement. So you're not going to have anything to fall back on if you just dance just to dance, you know? But I guess with OnlyFans, the internet is a much larger audience than any club you could ever dance at. So if you get old and, like, if I had, like, a big Instagram following for whatever reason and I get old.
It's coming.
Like, yeah, after this podcast. But, you know, the internet, there's so many, like, kinks and, like, just crazy shit that people are into. So you could make money doing anything. Doesn't matter, like, how young or old you are, you know, because on the internet, there's a lot of people who like older women. Definitely. But at the strip club, like, it's like those people are few and far between. Like, they're spread out. There's a lot of them, but they're spread out everywhere. And chances are there's not going to be a lot of them at the one strip club you work at, you know. But on the internet, those bitches are everywhere. But, yeah, so back to this whole Instagram incident. Another thing I don't accept is, like, burner accounts. So, like, if you have, like, less than 10 pictures or, like, less than 100 followers and just, like, overall look like a fake account, like somebody just made this account because they were too embarrassed to follow me in real life, I don't accept that. Whoever you are, barbecue muffin man, that keeps trying to follow me and your only picture is, like, a picture of a fucking alien and you have no followers and you don't follow anyone else, I will figure out who you are. You will never follow me. So whoever you are, barbecue muffin man, fuck you. Stop trying to follow me.
Barbecue muffin man, you will not get through.
Bro, this fucking barbecue muffin man has tried to follow me on Instagram so many fucking times. But here's where I fucked up. I put my OnlyFans link in my Instagram description, like in my bio. And I didn't know that, like, I thought you had to follow me to see my bio. But anyone can see it, right?
Barbecue muffin man.
Bro, I fucking got an OnlyFans follower. And guess what his name was?
Barbecue muffin man.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I was so mad. And when I was like, how the fuck did he find me? Like, I have not accepted his Instagram request. That's when I realized they can see my bio even if I don't let them follow me. So I took that shit out of my bio. Now it's a picture on my Instagram account. So you have to follow me to see my pictures. So he's not a follower anymore. He unsubscribed when I was inactive for those 2 weeks. So what?
Wow, barbecue muffin man.
Yeah, for all the effort he put into trying to follow me, he only subscribed to me for like 1 month. Are you kidding me? But anyways, see, I keep like just getting distracted by other shit. But
no, barbecue muffin man, we don't know who you are. We don't know where you are, but we will find you. We will kill you.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out who the hell you are. I swear to God.
No, we need to dox him. Fucking internet.
Yeah, I'm gonna
find barbecue muffin man. Find out where he lives.
His Instagram picture is like an alien. That's it. Like, he has an Instagram profile picture of an alien. That's it.
No, we're gonna find this motherfucker. This fucking sicko.
You know what? This. All right, listen. So before I get too distracted, I absolutely have to finish this one. So don't accept these burner accounts, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The other day, I'm getting ready for work, and I get a message from my mom that's like, we have some serious shit to talk about. So I'm like, fuck. Every time she sends me a message like that, I just call her, because I'm not about to, like, stress about it. It's like when somebody texts you and says, we need to talk.
I hate that. That's the
like,
worst,
why
man.
the fuck? Like, why did you do that to me?
I hit him back with, like, that. Yeah, we definitely I have some things I have to tell you. I definitely hit him back with that.
So they get the same anxiety that they gave you.
Yeah.
But no, so I just called her right when I saw that, and I was like, what's going on? Like, what are you mad about? And she basically was just like, she's like, in more words, she basically asked me, do you sell pictures and videos on the internet? And I was just like, what? I don't know what to say. Like, I laughed when she asked me.
It's a funny topic.
Yeah, like when she asked me, I laughed because I didn't want to admit it, but obviously she knew. So it was like, I laughed. I was like, I don't know what to say. She's like, yeah, you don't know what the fuck to say. She starts going off, blah, 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 blah. So I end up finding out some dude followed me on Instagram and OnlyFans, and she wouldn't specify if he was like a customer of mine at the club. But his, I guess, wife, he was married, found out about it, went through his phone, found my OnlyFans, recognized me, I guess, because she was like a customer of my mom's at my mom's job.
Your foot is like going crazy right now.
My foot?
Your foot's going crazy right now. I could feel it in my chair.
My foot?
Your foot.
I always tap my feet.
Must be a nerve-wracking story, folks. All right,
definitely, yeah, it is. So she was like a customer of my mom's at my mom's job. So that's how she recognized me. I don't know. She must be like friends with my mom on Facebook or something if she recognized me and knew who I was. And this fucking bitch. This bitch showed up at my mom's job and fucking, like, you know, obviously my mom freaked out about the whole stripping thing, so I wasn't trying to stress her out more, tell her what I was doing on the internet, you know? But this bitch, to get back at me, showed up at my mom's job and was like, is this your daughter? Oh, look what she's doing online. And, like, showed my mom this shit and was like, your daughter's fucking ruined my marriage.
Okay, boomer.
No,
okay,
literally,
boomer. Like, literally,
yeah.
it's porn, bro. Like, you literally Google fucking
literally,
porn.
yeah. Like, just
because your
I'm
husband's...
sorry. Like, just what? How the fuck is it my fault? And the thing is that my mom, like, agreed with her. She was like,
yeah, I know my daughter's hot, bro. I get
no, my mom was like on her side. She told me on the phone, like, as she was yelling at me, she was like, do you have, like, don't you have any morals? Like, you ruined a marriage. Like, don't you feel bad? And I was like, no, the fuck I don't feel bad. I didn't ruin anybody's marriage.
That guy was going to do it with you or the other person that was in your shoes.
Bro, I didn't ruin anyone's marriage.
Exactly.
He ruined his marriage by sneaking around behind his wife's back. And, like, not only fuck him, but fuck that bitch, too. Like, I'm sorry, but you're a woman. Like, we're supposed to, like, have each other's backs. Like you're obviously very... You know, I shouldn't, like, say too much because obviously she is insecure, you know? She found out her husband was, like, doing fucked up shit behind her back. Like, I get it, but I would never do that to, like, another woman, you know? Like, when I found out, I was ready to fucking get froggy on this bitch. I was like, I'm gonna find out who the fuck you are, and I'm gonna beat this bitch's ass.
You about to pull out the east side again on her?
Oh, hell
bro.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
like,
but no, that motherfucker
you know.
was going to cheat on his wife, whether it was with
Definitely,
you or the other
yeah,
girl dancing.
Definitely. And when I found out about it, I was so fucking mad. Like, this bitch showed up at my mom's job to harass me. Like, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. That's revenge porn. It's definitely illegal. My mom didn't specify what she saw, because she was just, like, disappointed about the whole thing. But if she showed my mom, like, my actual, like, content on OnlyFans, that's revenge porn, and she could be charged for that. And I told my mom, I was like, you better fucking tell me who it is or I'm calling the cops. I can't actually call the cops because they went to my mom and not me, so I don't have any proof. So if my mom's not willing to tell the cops that she felt harassed, then they can't do anything about it. And my mom didn't feel harassed because she believes, because this bitch tells my mom, oh, I'm coming to you as a concerned mother. If it was my daughter, I would hope that you would do the same. And I was like, are you dumb, Mom? You really think this bitch is coming at you as a concerned mother?
No, she's mad at her fucking husband.
Yeah, she's trying to get back at me. She's trying to embarrass me because she's mad. She's mad that her husband, you know, he wants his pussy, huh? What do you want me to say?
I mean, no, like I said, he was going to cheat regardless whether
Definitely.
whether it was you or the fucking trippy. fucking dancing, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
And that's the thing about like the strip club is like most of my customers are married.
hey, shout out to the married guys.
Like,
Like, comment, subscribe.
hey, like, I mean, a lot of them, I have married couples that come in together to see me. Like, I have friends.
They see you specifically? They're like,
No.
Show us
I mean,
Delilah.
like, no. I mean, like, couples that come into the club, like, they're regulars, and they both enjoy it. Like, they both have a good time. Or I have couples that come, and they'll get a dance from me, and they'll be like, we're gonna go fuck after this. Like, it turns them on. Like, they'll go to the strip club, it turns them on, and then they go home and fucking, they have a good time, you know?
has anyone ever propositioned you, like a couple? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah.
You want to speak on it?
I mean, it's really not that crazy. Like, I've had a couple girls, actually, that propositioned me.
Whenever I ask her a juicy question, her foot just starts going crazy, y'all. Her foot's like,
Dude,
like Thumper from Bambi.
It just be like that, I guess. Same with my hands. I probably, like, shouldn't have gotten my nails done because I talk a lot with my hands, and I feel like it might be, like, a little bit annoying.
Nah, they look
or
good. They look good
something.
with the outfit.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But, no, really, usually what it is, which is, I mean, other than, you get just propositioned, like, basically every day that dudes are like, yo, how much to fuck, or, like, how much to take you home, or whatever, and so that's, like, normal to get propositioned.
You should hit him with,
that.
like, the, like, 10K. You should hit
Oh
him.
yeah, sometimes I use that as a line. Like if they ask me, because sometimes like when they ask you to like fuck for money, that a lot of times like that's the end. It's like fuck, I'm not gonna get any more money out of this guy because
They could also be a cop, I guess.
yeah, oh yeah. Well, I fucking never do it at Aloha's. Well, at least the way it used to be is if we found out like you were like selling pussy, basically like. You're done, like you're out. Oh, that reminds me, we had a bitch get arrested. The fucking FBI showed up and arrested this bitch.
Dun. Go into it.
Some people said it was the ATF, but I didn't see ATF. I just saw FBI. But before I go into that, oh yeah, I had a couple couples, like the females have asked me, like, let's hang out and me and you will fuck each other while my husband watches. Like I've had a couple like propositions like that. I've never done it.
In the corner.
Unfortunately, I'm a straight woman, but.
I mean, but if they were like, yo, we'll hit you with that 30K.
Oh yeah,
cash.
that's what I was gonna say. Like when people like ask me like to fuck for money, my line is always like, you know, I'm not a prostitute, but everybody has a number, you know. I'm not gonna fuck you for money, but it makes them feel like they have a chance, you know, and that way. Shit, these guys might be watching this. I'm telling all my trade secrets on the internet.
You know, like when like money transactions are different when you bring OnlyFans into play, because then it's acting. You know, like if you record it and they pay you and you make money off of it yourself, like then you're in a different conversation.
Yeah, so like the whole acting thing, that's why I don't do a lot of like video requests. Mm-hmm. Like when people like request like a specific video, I don't do it very often, which sucks because it's like there's a big market for that. A lot of people have like very specific things they want you to do, but I make like sexual content, you know, like I make porn basically, and the
world needs it.
I record that content when I want to, vis-a-vis when I'm horny, like, you know. And when people,
God bless,
when people are like, can you make this like specific video for me tonight or tomorrow, chances are like I don't do it, because if I'm not horny, I'm not gonna pretend like I am, because I've done that before and it sucks.
No horny vibes.
Yeah, like it sucks so bad. But
God does exist.
Yeah, there is a God. No, literally, because that just happened too, like last week. So the timing it all lined up, I guess. But no, yeah, before OnlyFans was a thing, I did like before I even started dancing, I did like a premium Snapchat thing, which only lasted like 2 months, and it was terrible. Like I feel bad for the people that paid for it because it was such a waste of their money. I think I charged like $15 a month just for like people to add me on this like Snapchat account, and I really just posted like nudes, like nude pictures.
The private Snapchat game was definitely going on.
Yeah. It was definitely a thing before there was OnlyFans, there was premium Snapchat. But yeah, I really just, it sucked. Like, I didn't post like any good content. It was just really just pictures of me naked. Like, sometimes I would like do short, like maybe like 3-second videos where I just like grab my boobs, or like, it was not worth it. It sucked. I hate doing custom videos, I guess. And when I do them, I try to like put them all aside. Are you about to say doo-doo?
No, I was gonna say you were like, you looked around and you were like, your foot just started going off. Like, I'm like, all right, let's get into it.
Yeah. I gotta find like a better spot like for my foot to where I'm like not rocking the entire universe.
The camera's gonna be shaking.
I know. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna think about it consciously and not shake my foot anymore. But what was I saying?
You were saying that
Oh yeah, so like when I do have like custom requests, I try to like save them all for like, I do them all at like the same time. So it's like when I do get in the mood to like make some content, I like try to get it all out of the way. But I try, I guess, and a lot of people do it and they don't mind it at all, and that's dope. Like, I wish I could. I fucking hate it though. So that's just like a boundary that I set for myself that I try not to cross, because OnlyFans gets into like a lot of weird waters, I guess, like in your life. Like, it just crosses into your life in ways that are like,
totally. Yeah, I mean, yeah, people are paying to see you. It's definitely going to cross everywhere in your life.
Yeah, it's like a weird mental thing. Like, it makes you think things that you never really thought of before. And sometimes it like makes me feel bad. Like, sex work in a relationship, like in a committed long-term relationship, is hard. It's so hard navigating, like, I won't say so hard, but it definitely has like its difficulties, like navigating like a healthy long-term relationship as a sex worker. And sometimes OnlyFans can like make that hard. I guess, like, if you're, say if like you and your significant other are like going through like a shitty, like, you know, a rough patch, and like maybe your sex life isn't going that well, but you know, they know that you basically sell sex for like lack of a better term. I don't like sell pussy or anything, but like, you know, stripping and doing OnlyFans. Sorry.
But yeah.
I say pussy a lot. I don't know. I think it's a stripper thing. But like, sex work in a relationship is hard. Like, if your like sex life is like, you're going through something shitty with your boyfriend, like a rough patch, and your sex life isn't that great, I mean, like, it feels bad sometimes, because it's like, I this is my job, like, I have to do it. And like, my man would never say it to me because he respects what I do and like he trusts me and stuff, but like, I know he thinks it sometimes. Like, you know, if we're going through some shitty stuff, it's like, damn, like, they're getting to see it and I'm not really, like, does that make sense?
It definitely makes sense, you know?
Like, it definitely, and then it seeps into your relationships in weird ways, like that. Like, it sometimes, like, it calls for like uncomfortable times with like your significant other. And there's also the fact that like, it's mostly in like good fun, I guess, but when it comes to like family and friends, they don't mean anything by it, but basically, like, when they find out about it, that's like, you're the stripper now, is what you are. And they talk about it, like, they bring it up as much as they can and like always make jokes about it. And they kind of just like make it your personality in a way. It's like, you guys knew me for 22 years before I started doing this, but now like I'm just the stripper to you, which is like, sometimes like they genuinely just like ask questions about it, and like, that's cool, that's fine. And they make jokes about it. They're funny. I laugh, you know, but sometimes it's like, people just begin to see you as the stripper, I guess, or like as the OnlyFans girl, you know? And there's just so many different ways that like it affects you that you just wouldn't expect, I guess. Same with like the whole doxing thing. I guess that's more like reverse doxing. But with that bitch showing up in my mom's job, that's something I would have never expected. You know, you wouldn't expect somebody to just like show up and harass your mom about you if you weren't doing something like this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely, it's caused some shit.
Yeah. I mean, does your, I wish your boyfriend was here so I could ask him some questions.
Yeah,
know?
I thought you might want to, but he's a really shy guy. I don't
Really?
even know if he'd be down for something like this, but definitely like feel free to ask, you know, whatever.
Yeah, maybe next time maybe we can get you guys both back on.
Maybe. I'll ask him. I'll ask him how he feels about it, but I don't know if he'd want to. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's an interesting conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I could. There's a lot I could say about, you know, sex work in a relationship. Like, that's a whole conversation, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many girls that, like, most of the girls I know that I've worked with, they don't have boyfriends, or they do, and it doesn't last very long. Like, it's very hard to have a healthy relationship as a dancer, and I feel very lucky because a lot of guys just, like, they have too much pride to let, you know, their girlfriend do something like that.
I feel like if you're really tapped in with social media and just the way of the world, like sex workers, quote unquote, you know, I wouldn't even call them sex workers. Like, it's a real career. You can make a real career from this.
Definitely, yeah.
But they're making more money than the top careers right now, you know? Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Lena the Plug.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Lena the Plug, she's making millions.
Trisha Paytas.
Yeah, exactly. They're making millions of dollars a year just from selling quote unquote sex, you know, but they're also selling like I guess their personalities, you know, like you're not seeing a boring girl go to the top 0.01% on Onlyfans, you know. They all have their little quirks.
Yeah, see, like, when I posted that video of, like, me eating in my car, like, with my shirt off, I was like, nobody's gonna like this. Like, I was just trying to do, like, different stuff. But then, like, that was, like, the number one video where, like, people would message me and be like, that video was so cool. Like, I really enjoyed that. Like, that shit was so hot. And I'm like, why? Like, it felt really awkward to me. But it was just, like, me being myself. Just eating. It was like a mukbang is what it was. It was just a mukbang.
With Starbucks,
my tits were out, basically.
And you ate like breakfast foods?
I had the turkey pesto sandwich and a caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino. That's my order.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first.
Those are the only things I like at Starbucks because I don't like coffee. So, like, I like the really sweet, like, frappuccinos and stuff like that. Other than that, I don't really fuck with coffee. But yeah, it's not just like, you can't just like fucking post a video of whatever and expect to make a lot of money. That's also like a really big misconception about stuff like OnlyFans and dancing, is people don't realize like what actually goes into it. And it's like actually hard. Like, it's like my number one pet peeve, I'd say, as a dancer is like all the like girls that message me in a day and like, help me become a stripper. Like, give me advice.
Really?
I hate it, dude. I fucking hate it. Like, the people who helped me, like, taught me how to be a stripper is like, one, my best friend, and two, a girl who I was like fostering her cat for her. And, like, I was doing like a very big favor for her. And so like the two people that helped me become a stripper, they, like, I was close with them, you know, like. But these girls, like, it'll be, like, girls, like, I went to, like, high school with, and, like, they never give a fuck about me. They were never my friend, like, you know. But they'll message me and be like, oh, my God, it's so cool that you're a stripper. How'd you do it? Like, can you teach me this? Oh, my, you got to teach me how to twerk. And I'm like, no. Yeah, I'm not fucking, I don't know you shit. Figure it out yourself. I did. Like, I had some people.
Look up Nicki Minaj. Like, look up Miley Cyrus, the 2008 VMAs, like a normal fucking adult.
Yeah, literally. Watch. Oh God, who's that? Robin Thicke. Yeah, Miley Cyrus and Robin Thicke at the
yes.
VMAs.
Yes, love that
That's
one.
what inspired me.
Yes.
But
That's what inspired the Street Champs too.
But yeah, no, I hate that, dude. Like, it drives me nuts. And a lot of times I just won't respond, and they get the hint. But other times I'll be like, listen, I can't teach you. It's something you got to figure out for yourself. Do it. Like,
Wow.
do it. Do your, like, research it. If you really want to do it, research it. That's what I did. Like, you can't expect me to teach you. Like, I'm not getting paid to do that. Like, I don't do shit for free. Like, as a sex worker, like, you learn that, like, your time is worth money.
So would you ever teach these, like, girls that hit you up on Instagram for money?
So that is, like, actually in my, like, the research I was doing to, like, try to get into dancing, I learned that that's actually, like, a pretty common thing for, like, veteran dancers to do. Like, I've seen a few on, like, Facebook and Instagram and stuff where they, like, make money creating, like, guides and, like, handbooks and just, like, all kinds of, like, downloadable content for dancers. So that's definitely a thing people do. But also, like, sometimes, like, if we get a new girl at the club, like, depending on how I feel, I'll help you. Like, I'll give you advice. Like, if it's your first time dancing and you're nervous, like, I'll give you advice, you know? Really, it's just, like, because if you show up to the club and it's your first night, that means, like, you had the fucking balls to get out here and, like, do the damn thing. So, like, I respect that, and I try to give advice to the new girls when they come in, but I just can't stand, like, I don't know. It's, like, hard. Maybe I'm just, like, kind of a bitch, but it's, like, especially when it's, like, girls from, like, my hometown that's, like, you've never been my friend. You've never, like, hit me up and be like, hey, how are you doing? But, like, you want me to help you with this because you fucking think that stripping is, like, you think it's, like, a glamorous, like, cool, like, party every night job when it's not. Like, yeah, you can drink at work and you fucking can get drunk if you want to, but that also leads to fucking substance abuse.
Totally.
And yeah, like, sometimes you can feel really confident, like, on stage and all the eyes are on you and, like, you feel really sexy, but you can also go home and, like, drive home and cry the whole way home because you didn't make any money, or you fucking left with less money than you had when you went in. And you feel bad about yourself because nobody was tipping you. Or, like, you feel like shit because somebody crossed your boundaries and did something you weren't comfortable with. Like, it's not what it is on TV. Like, nothing ever is. Like,
wow. Yeah.
There's just, people don't realize how much, like, emotional just work goes into it, you know? Like, it's very emotionally and, like, mentally and physically exhausting. And it's, like, just a really big pet peeve of mine when people act like, oh, like, you're a stripper, that's so cool, like, oh, that's so fun, help me. Like, you don't know what goes into it. Like, you don't know half of the shit that happens. Like, so you have to worry about your safety, you have to worry about, like your space, like, you have to be on guard all the time. Like, you have to, I don't know, like, it's a lot. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not as easy as people think it is. Like, there's stalking, there's fucking sexual assault, there's prostitution, which personally I'm not against prostitution. I think it should be I think prostitution should be legal. I'm all for that, and I'm not against prostitutes at all, but
I agree.
At some clubs, you know, depends on where you work. Like, in a place like Aloha's, when, you know, like, you get told if you're a new girl, don't bring that shit in here. Like, if you do that, cool, like, respect, whatever, but don't bring that shit here. and bitches have gotten their ass beat for not listening to that. Like, if you know, you start going home with customers and shit, like, that makes it that, like, the chances of us getting sexually assaulted because you decided to sell pussy, you know, that makes our chances of getting assaulted
definitely.
way higher.
You know, I never even would have thought of that until you said that.
Yeah, that's why, like, I always, like, was very, like, pro sex work, and I still am. I think, like I said, I feel like prostitution should be legalized. You know, I feel like there shouldn't be laws that govern what women do with their bodies, you know, but in some places it's just a different story. Like, you don't, like, we're family at this club. That's another big issue with, like, outsiders is, like, we have girls come from big clubs like Snooty Fox, and we always have problems with them, and it's not always their fault. They're just not used to, like the just vibe we have, I guess. Oh my god, is she climbing?
Is she on the
my
wall
cats
right
do
now?
that. Yeah, she's climbing
What
up
the
curtains.
fuck? She's never done that before.
Yeah, my cats do that all the time.
God.
They climb up the curtains.
She needs attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said you guys are a family at Aloha Glorias.
Yeah, a lot of girls, like, they come from bigger clubs like Snooty Fox, and they bring a lot of problems with them, and it's not their fault because, like, as a stripper, there's kind of like this unspoken.
Zizi, I'm gonna spray the fuck out of you right now, Zizi. Chill the fuck out. All right.
There's a few unspoken rules about going to the strip club, and
Speak 'em.
one of them, I guess, it's not really like a rule, but more of like I learned this when I went to Florida. Don't try to be too friendly with, like, the regular girls there, because they're not there really to be your friend. You can make friends at the strip club, like, you can make friends with your coworkers, like, after you get to know them a little bit, but don't show up at the strip club expecting everyone to be nice to you, because that's not how it works. Like, don't show up as a dancer expecting the other dancers to help you and be sweet and nice and everything. There are dancers like that, but for the most part, they'll be wary of you because you can't trust anyone, you know, like, and I'm the same way sometimes with some new girls. Like, I just kind of base it off, like, what vibes you give me. I'll be, like, kind of cold to you, or I'll be nice to you and help you. But if I don't trust you, like, if I just get a vibe that I don't trust you, I'll be, like, short with you, and I just will, like, try to make it obvious as, like, hey, I'm not trying to be your friend, so, you know, don't try, you know. But I could be like that sometimes to a degree. Every dancer can, but it's way more like that in, like, bigger clubs. So when girls come from bigger clubs to Aloha's, they have, like, this kind of cold attitude, which is fine. But because we're a Pueblo club, a lot of these bitches show up with a complex that they're better than us, and it's like, bitch, if you're so much better than me, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, go back to Snooty Fox. Like, why are you here? Like, a lot of girls from, like, bigger cities, they come from, like, Denver and Springs and stuff like that, or different states. They have a complex that, like, oh, it's just Pueblo. Like, this is gonna be easy. You know, these bitches are trashy. I'm better than them. So, you know, problems happen that way. And so when all of us, like, regular girls, we're close, but also there's, like, a lot of, I don't know, that's a whole different conversation. There's just, like, anytime you just have, like, a bunch of women together, there's going to be drama,
So there's, like, a competitive attitude around the strip club is basically what you're getting
Definitely.
at.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. All the time. That's another reason why it's like, why am I going to bring you to my job to strip? Like, that's just making more competition for myself. Like,
True.
Like, why am I going to help you become a stripper? That's just taking more money away from me, you know?
Wait, one sec. Yeah, introducing new competition into your own work really doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So that's, like, another reason why I've helped some of my friends become dancers. And I didn't mind doing it because they were my friends. But at the same time, it still also, in a way, kind of sucked. Because, like I said, like, a lot of these girls, like, I don't know them shit. So it's like, why would I help you? But the girls that I have helped, they're, like, my friends, and I didn't mind doing it for them. But when they do come and work at the club, it's like, I don't know. It's just like competition oriented, you know? So it's just like, damn. It's like taking a little bit of money away from you because when I teach someone how to like talk to customers and stuff like that, I'm teaching them like my tricks, I guess. And so like when my tricks work on specific people, and if you're using those same tricks, like that's less people, like it's like splitting my clientele, I guess you'd say, because there's somebody else there using the exact same
little tricks that you learned from like you told me you were doing your own research at a young age.
Yeah.
You know, and
just like one-liners and stuff like that. Like
give me one of those.
Like,
give me one of those
like when people
please.
like turn down a dance, there's ways I try to like, or like if I try to sell them a dance and they're like, oh, I don't know, like there's certain ways I'll try to like change their mind or stuff like that.
Hit me with one of those.
Like,
like you're like, oh, could I give you a dance? I'm like, oh, you know, I'm just here with my wife. No, actually, no, I'm gonna hit you with, you know, I'm not really sure what I'm looking for. That's what I'll hit you with.
Not sure what you're looking for.
What would you come back with?
See, that one's hard. I've never had somebody say that to me because everybody knows what they're looking for.
Oh, fuck. All right. All right. Just give me the line you typically go to.
Okay, so... All right, so if I say like, hey, do you want to get a dance? A lot of times guys, like men will get this complex where they like, it makes them, I guess, like feel better about themselves when they're like, oh, I'm not here for that. Like, I'm not here to get a dance. Like, I'm not really into that. Like, you got to like kind of stroke their ego a little bit and be like, oh, you know, I could tell like that's not really your thing. Like, you're too grown for that. Like, how about like let's get a couple drinks and let's go hang out in the VIP and we can like get to know each other or some shit. So like if they don't want to get a dance, you know.
Wow. That's fucking spicy.
'Cause then, you know, they got to pay for your drink and then they got to pay for the VIP room. Or some clubs, like the club I worked at in Florida, they had bottle service, and if they like bought like a bottle of champagne, like they could buy like a $300 bottle of champagne and you would get like $100 commission on it. So you could be like, oh, dancing's not your thing. Like, that's cool. Like, I could tell, like, you're too grown for that. Like, how about let's split a bottle of champagne and hang out for a little bit and, like, get to know each other or whatever. Something like that.
Damn. Yo, honestly, I'm such a fucking simp. I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like a great time.
You're like, here, just take my wallet.
Yeah.
Those are always the best customers to have.
That's so funny.
But yeah, like it's like I don't know, there's just a lot of little stuff like that, or like just stuff I like say to people, and some of it like I can't teach, like some of it just comes off the top of my head in the moment and it ends up like being really good, like jokes and stuff like that, or people like look at me like this bitch is weird, you know. So
all right, I got a question for you. What's like the funniest or like dumbest interaction you've ever had with a customer?
Okay. Oh, God. I would say it was a time that I was dancing in Pensacola.
Shout out Pensacola, Florida. Yo, if you're from Pensacola, drop a fucking comment.
There was this guy. Oh, my God. It was probably my most awkward interaction ever as a dancer. Sometimes, like, there are guys that will just, they may not totally be interested in the whole like dancing nudity thing. They just want somebody to talk to, you know? And that's totally fine. Like that's a big part of being a dancer, is communicating, like being able to hold a good conversation with somebody. Like that's a very big element to it. But so it's like sometimes you kind of have to be like a therapist in a way. Like sometimes people will complain to you about their life and shit. It's weird, but it happens, you know. But this guy for sure was the fucking weirdest dude I've ever talked to before. Like when I came up to him, I was like, hi, how are you doing? And immediately right off the bat, he was like, terrible. Like my life fucking sucks.
At the club.
Yes. In Pensacola, he's like, I'm dealing with this and this and this. He's like, shit is just awful right now. And this was like, you know, back in November. So I'd say COVID really hit the U.S., in the springtime. So this is the fall after COVID. So we're getting into like the height of COVID, right? So I assumed he was talking about that, like he's struggling. A lot of people were struggling during that time. So I was like, oh yeah, I definitely get what you mean. Like, a lot of people are in that same boat. And he goes, no, you don't know. You don't get what I mean. You have no idea. And he starts like going off about how like, first of all, he's like, you don't know what I'm going through. You see this? He's missing 2 fingers. I got those blown off in Afghanistan. I was like,
what the fuck?
Jesus Christ. I'm like, okay. And I'm just sitting there. And he's like telling me about how he's got his ex-wife is a bitch. And his kids hate him because his ex-wife is a bitch. And like, he's got a strained relationship with his daughter. And he's just like going off about... It got to the point where he's like, my relationship with my daughter is so bad. She called me crying a few months ago because she was abroad. She was studying abroad and she got assaulted. Like, she got R-worded, basically.
I feel like, maybe we shouldn't say it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like on TikTok and stuff, everybody says R-word and stuff because that word gets flagged a lot, so... But, so he's like, my daughter called me crying because she got assaulted in fucking Italy or something. And I told that bitch to fuck off. I was
gosh.
Yeah, he's
What
like,
a fucking asshole.
You want to ignore me for the past 3 years and then call me when you need something?
Wait.
Basically at that point, I just, how do you like transition from that? I was like, there is no fucking way I'm gonna ask this dude for a dance. There's no fucking way I'm about to ask this dude to give me money. So I basically was just like, well, really sorry to hear that. Hope things start looking up for you. Bye. That was, I think, probably the weirdest interaction because of like how deep he went, like telling me like about his daughter being assaulted and about how he doesn't give a fuck.
All right. Okay. It's easy. It's just here going crazy.
Yeah, she
All
needs
right.
some attention.
So tell me about the best night you've had.
Ow.
Yeah, she's kind of a crazy. She's crazy. She'll bite you. She'll bite your nails off.
The best night I've had. Go away. You're distracting me.
Honestly.
She won't let me hold her, huh?
No, never.
The best night I've had. I think, at Aloha's, it's not like one of those clubs where you're gonna leave with like thousands of dollars, At the end of the day, Pueblo's like a small city. Sometimes you have like really lucky nights where you make a shit ton of money, but it's not one of those places where you're just getting thousands of dollars thrown at you, But the best night I've ever had. What was it? Oh, I know what it was. I made about $1,000, which was like the most I'd ever made at Aloha's in one night. I had found out that like me and this girl, we had been like best friends for years and years. Like we used to call each other like our soulmates. And we stopped being friends a while ago. And then there was this one night where, like, I found out she was, like, talking shit about me being a stripper. Like, she posted some bullshit on her Snapchat story. Just, like, me just talking shit about me being a stripper. And, like, for me, like, I make the most money when, like, somebody pisses me off. Like, when somebody, like, says some shit to me or something, like, that motivates me so much to, like...
Just dance harder.
Yeah, like when this girl like sent me a screenshot of her Snapchat story and it was like my best friend, like absolute like closest person in my life who had recently like stopped being my friend. And she was just talking like petty shit. It wasn't even anything that crazy. And it like pissed me off so much that I was just like, I wanted to like rub it in her face like, oh, you don't like that I'm a stripper? That's so sad. At the end of the night, I like that purse over there I use as like my money bag at work, It's like I used to carry around like a wallet in a purse, but I don't anymore because it's a money bag, you know? It's the bag you put all your money in. I never use my cards anymore because I just always have cash. So I just use that as my purse, you know? So like I just had like all this money like crammed in there. And like at the end of the night, I like set my phone up and I was like taking a video of myself. And I was like, you guys, I found out that my best friend doesn't like that I'm a stripper. And hold on a second. And then I just like started like shaking all the money out of my bag. Like just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll finish my thought. And I just start pulling like all these fucking giant wads of cash out of my bag because like I don't know. It pissed me off so much. It motivated me to like make as much money as I could so that I could rub it in her face, I guess. Same thing with like I had a good night that night that I found out that bitch showed up at my mom's job. Like,
Really?
I had a pretty good night at work that night because I was so fucking pissed about that.
Like Michael Jordan, you just thrive off of.
Yeah, bro. Like,
hate.
whenever people talk shit about what I do, like, it makes me, for, like, when I found out, like, the whole thing with the bitch at my mom's job or whatever, for a few minutes, I considered, like, maybe I should stop doing this. Like, it's a lot of drama, whatever. Maybe I should quit. But then I was like, fuck that. Like, it started to make me feel, like, bad about myself. So I was like, you know what? You want to like treat me like a fucking whore, basically. I'm gonna embrace the fact that I'm a whore. And I put on like the fucking sluttiest music that I could, and I drove to work that night.
What Megan Thee Stallion song was it?
No, bro. It was Throat Baby.
Oh,
you know that song?
Throw Baby.
I like to be fucked like a slut.
Yeah, yes.
And Take Yo Man by City Girls.
Yes. That's the anthem.
That was the anthem for that night as well. I danced to that song that night. Yeah. I was just like, fuck it. I guess I'm a slut. I'll be a slut, and I'll be the best fucking slut there ever was.
But, you know, I mean, you kind of, when people say that you shouldn't be doing that, you're like, fuck it, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it better than you could ever do it, and I'm going to make more money.
Basically,
than
yeah.
you could ever fucking make, you know?
Like, what it is like for that one girl that showed up at my mom's job, like, she made me question myself. Like, she made me feel like shame. And I haven't really felt that in, like, my job. Like, I haven't really been ashamed. So, like, the way she made me feel like that, it made me think, like, not only do I need to show her, like, fuck you, bitch, I'm doing better than you, but also, like, I wanted to show myself, like, I have nothing to be ashamed about. Like, I'm making good money for myself, and I'm gonna do something really good for myself one day, and that's more than I can say for you. I mean,
Definitely, yeah.
Your husband sucks. What can I do about it?
I mean, you know, people, like I said earlier in the pod, first off, like I said earlier in the pod, Zizi's going crazy. He's going crazy right now. But,
Zizi, I'm trying to get famous here.
But like I said earlier in the pod, people that are unaware and really just unaware of the social media age, they don't know that there's more money in OnlyFans and Instagram fucking modeling and social media influencing than there is really in any other industry right now. You know? Or is that wrong?
No, definitely. And that's like, I personally think like it's a really good thing that it's just becoming more like regular and like just an everyday thing, and it slowly the stigma is being erased. I don't know if it ever will, but slowly it's becoming more like normalized and accepted. But also it does make things a little difficult just because the market's getting really saturated.
But the cream always rises to the top. You know?
Yeah.
Like the good ones will stand out.
Definitely, yeah. So you got to be one of the good ones.
For sure. So do you feel comfortable like shouting yourself out, or do you want to shout out your Instagram and OnlyFans?
My Instagram.
Oh yeah, let us get that shout out. Sorry, Zizi's fucking acting crazy.
I don't know. You might want to just like put it in text because it's like it's spelled weird. It's like DUHLILUHHH, like Delilah. Dances.
All right, so it's Delilah Dances Instagram.
Yeah, that's my Instagram.
Duh.
And that's basically really all I can promote. I can't promote my OnlyFans because I know there's going to be some dude with a crazy fucking wife watching. So if you want to find me on OnlyFans, find me on Instagram. And you can find my OnlyFans through there.
If you're really tapped in.
Yeah. It's it sucks because that definitely could help me make a little bit more money, because there are people who they don't want you to know that they're subscribing to you, you know? So there's a lot of guys that like don't want to follow me on Instagram because they don't want me to know who they are. Like every single one of my OnlyFans subscribers, they don't have like their names. It's like MySpace screen names.
Isn't your credit card fucking attached to OnlyFans? I mean, you know, allegedly.
Well, yeah,
allegedly.
but I don't get a deposit every time I make money on OnlyFans. It all builds up in OnlyFans, and then I cash it all out at once. So it doesn't show me where the charges are coming from. It just, I get the entire lump sum all at once, and it just shows me that it's from OnlyFans, basically. So, yeah, there's no way for me to know who any of my subscribers are, which is why I only promote it on Instagram, because I know, at least I thought I knew, that there wouldn't be anyone that I didn't want on there. So, does that make sense?
That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
There's always going to be like your fucking 5th grade math teacher that's
exactly, yeah.
What did Delilah look like when she was in my class? You shouldn't know. You should go to prison.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely it's freaky. And like I said, like I could talk forever about that. Just the different ways that you think that you never had to think before when you start doing stuff like OnlyFans.
Well, this isn't going to be the last time you're here. You're going to come back, and I want to have your boyfriend on to hear his side of the stuff, and I want you to come back, and we're going to film more content. We'll be hearing more from you.
I definitely think like when I come back, I think I'm just going to like maybe have this planned out a little bit better because
it was a good one.
I feel like there were things that I wanted to say, but then I like get distracted, start talking about something else, and then I completely forget. Like I was like planning for this because I was so nervous. I like had some topics in my head that I wanted to talk about that like.
Did we hit them all?
I don't know because I didn't write them down. I wasn't like fully, I was just like, oh, maybe I'll talk about this. So I don't know if we hit them all. I think I definitely got distracted from a few of the topics and then forgot to go back to them. But you're the podcast guy.
I mean, hey, if you remember one right now, let's get back into it.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know if I do.
Yeah, it's totally fair.
Yeah, I'll just have to be way more prepared this time. But I hope this was a good episode.
No, I think this is going to be really popular. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It was really cool. Like, I mean, it's like, I love podcasts. And like I was telling you earlier, like, it's like my dream to be on like the H3 podcast one day. But just like, I don't know, it feels cool, like, doing stuff like this. So I really appreciate you inviting me to do this. It's really fun.
Hell yeah, of course. I loved having you on. And like I said, you're going to come back and we're going to have more from you. And this isn't the end of Delilah on Street Champs. Delilah might be an official Street Champ one day. We'll see. All right, guys. So shout yourself out one more time.
Just Delilah Dances on Instagram. DUHLILUHHH Dances.
You heard it here first. Delilah Dances.
Did I say Instagram.com?
I think that's the official title.
Well, it's so like 2012.
All right, guys. This has been Street Champs. Like, comment, subscribe, hit us up. Peace.